commodities are on fire this year. I was looking at it. I think it's probably the biggest commodity ETF here. Invesco's Optimum Yield Diversified Commodity Strategy ETF. They own futures contracts, I think 13 or 14 futures contracts. And they've had a great year so far this year. They're up about 25%. It's down rather noticeably today, of course, because there are concerns about the COVID variants. But this would have been a great investment earlier in the year.
Yeah, absolutely, Bob. And there are a couple key points here. As you point out, futures based. So there are positives and negatives that go on with that. We're not going to get into the details, but they've seen almost $3 billion come into this ETF this year, where GLD has seen about $7 billion in redemptions. At the same time, kind of what James is pointing out, there's some companies that you can invest in, royalty companies, where they're almost getting a rent payment every month. And they're not having to man up for that. They're not having to increase their labor costs. And that's nice and steady, especially with metals prices where they are today. The final point is, historically, when you look at inflationary times, gold tends to be a second half player. We've seen so far in the last 12 months that the base metals and the food and the energy have been where most of the performance has been, where gold's been somewhat flat. If we actually do see inflation tick up here, you can expect that gold will kick in, and with that, it'll be better for these companies as well.